The laugh cut through the bedroom's hush like a knife, sharp, mocking. "You're not going to sleep with me," Sarah said, her tone sour and oddly amused, her eyes catching the bedside lamp's weak light. I froze, my hand on the comforter's edge, the room suddenly dense with a truth I hadn't yet comprehended. Her words hung in the air, daring me, as if she knew something she was tempting me to discover. I watched her, my heart thudding against my ribs, scanning her face for the warmth that used to live there. The woman I'd married 10 years earlier, the one who had murmured vows beneath a sky full of stars, felt foreign. Her auburn hair fanned on the pillow, but her smile was ice, almost spiteful. "What do you mean by that?" I asked, voice low, trembling between confusion and fear. She shrugged and rolled away, turning her back to me, as though it were nothing. "Nothing, David. Just sleep," she said, but there was a sharpness beneath the calm that prickled the back of my neck. I lay back and stared at the ceiling, while shadows pooled like ink in the corners. Sleep wouldn't come. Instead, my mind churned, replaying her laugh, the flash in her eyes, everything unspoken. Morning smelled of burnt toast and coffee, the leftovers of a hurried breakfast. Sarah was already dressed in a crisp navy blazer, heels ticking on the hardwood as she grabbed her keys. "Late meeting tonight," she told me without looking up. "Don't wait up." It wasn't unusual. She'd been logging long hours at the law firm for months, but the casual way she shut the door on me felt like one slamming. I forced a smile, nodded, and tried to shrug off the unease in my gut. She's stressed, I told myself. It's work. But the warning signs had been there. Nights stretching later. Her phone face down, laughter thinning into a distracted quiet. I blamed the grind of her job, the natural ebb after a decade together. I'd been foolish. That afternoon, I found her laptop open on the dining table. Careless, not like her. My fingers hovered above the trackpad, guilt and curiosity wrestling. Her laugh from a night before looped in my head like a dare. I clicked. Her email lit the screen, a Pandora's box. Among the professional threads, a single name stood out. Mark. No surname, just Mark, and a string of messages that made my stomach drop. "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you." The word seared. Each line was a splinter. I scrolled, hands trembling, unearthing months of messages. Flirtatious, intimate, plans for dinners I hadn't been invited to, references to moments I'd never shared. My breath caught at her replies, a warmth in her words she hadn't given me in years. "You make me feel alive again," she'd written. I wanted to scream, to throw the laptop, but I sat paralyzed, drowning in betrayal. When Sarah came home that night, the house was dark except for the faint kitchen glow. I was at the table, the laptop shut, hands clenched to keep them steady. She froze in the doorway. Her eyes flicked to the laptop, then to me. "You're up?" she said too brightly, brittle as glass. "Who's Mark?" I asked, the question sharp, cleaving the silence. Her face drained, her lips open but no sound came. The room thickened with the pressure of her guilt. "Don't lie to me, Sarah." I saw the emails. She sank into a chair, fingers twisting in her lap. "It's not what you think," she began, but her voice wavered. "He's someone from work. A friend." "A friend you're sleeping with?" I cut in, my voice raw with the pain I'd been holding. "A friend who makes you feel alive again." Her eyes widened, and there it was. The truth, brittle and unavoidable. She didn't deny it. She couldn't. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered, tears forming. "It was a mistake, David. I was lonely. You were distant. Don't." I snapped, anger flaring. "Don't blame me for this." Still, the doubt gnawed. Had I been distant? Had I let our marriage slip away through my own routines and work? The thought twisted the knife, but it didn't absolve her. Nothing could. "I love you," she said, voice breaking. "I still love you, David. I got lost." I pushed my chair back. It scraped harshly across the floor. "I want a divorce," I said, the words heavy and final, dropping like stones into a still pond. Her tears came then, hot and immediate. Her hands reached for me, but I stepped away out of reach. "You laughed last night," I murmured, barely audible. You laughed and said I wasn't going to sleep with you. Was that because you were with him?" She sobbed, hiding her face in her hands, but I didn't wait for a response. I walked out into the night, air cold on my face, the stars indifferent to my shattered heart. I drove without direction, city lights blurring through my tears, until I ended up at the pier where we'd had our first date. Waves eased against the pilings in a steady, mocking rhythm. I thought about the early days. Her hand in mine, easy laughter, the way she looked at me like I was everything. Had any of it been real, or had we both let unravel until all that remained was betrayal? I wanted to hate her, but love was still tangled up with the pain. A knot I couldn't undo. My phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. "I'm so sorry, David." I ended it with him. "Please come home. We can fix this." I stared at the screen, my heart at war with itself. Could we repair this? Could trust rise from the ashes? Or was this another plea, one more attempt to clutch something already gone? I didn't reply. I watched the dark water, the horizon swallowed by night. The truth was, I didn't know what would come next. But as the waves whispered their endless secrets, one thing stood out. The man I was when I married her was gone, and the path forward would be mine to walk alone. Our story hadn't completely ended, but the chapter we'd written together had closed. Standing there with cold seeping into my bones, I felt the weight of that finality, heavy and conclusive, like a door closing on a life I would never live.